the Levels Network. I am Justin Horo, joined by the True OG, Willie Mason. OG, a big week, obviously, international footy. We've got plenty of news to get to, mate. Yeah. This is the first time, I think, some genuine news has dropped. We missed out on the Madge potential announcement to coach New South Wales. Yeah. We'll get to that when we get to the teams a little bit later on. We've got Ryan Papenhuyzen, rumours. We've got an offer to Jerome Luai. We have a potential trade between the Eels and the Bulldogs. So plenty of juicy stuff to talk about. Straight off the bat, though, mate. Look, we've talked about it in the past. You've been quite open. You've dealt with ADHD throughout your life. I've had I couldn't find it. It was in Instagram. A guy reached out to me. So generally we get the questions from YouTube, but a guy reached out to me probably like on the weekend last week and just asked me questions about how you dealt with that, why you're playing, did rugby league help it out? I'm putting it. Trying to remember exactly what the text was, but also, like, you know, what are some of the things you do for life after footy as well? Yeah, well, it was I didn't really get affected by it that much at the start. Like, just say if I was I didn't get diagnosed till I was 23, right? Yeah, 23, 24. So that's a fucking long time. You sort of know who you are as a person, and everything like that. I'm one of 8, and I think the environment that I grew up in didn't really show any of those, you know. I wasn't a hyperactive kid. I wasn't like a naughty kid at school. I wasn't anything like that, you know. Like, I'm one of 8 and the third born, right? Yep. So I used to just hang out with my older brother, and we just used to do stuff like that all the time. We're always playing outside. We're always playing footy. We're always doing something. So it never really affected my learning capabilities or anything like that, you know. I was never like in the lowest class. I was always just sort of like in just a average student. Yep. Could have been better if focused, all that sort of stuff, you know, easily distracted. Yeah. Comments like that all the time. Yep. So getting through football, I think football was the main thing for me because it kept me in that environment where I really loved rugby league, right? And I think and I get a lot of emails from parents, a lot of DMs from parents saying, how did you deal with it? My son's got ADHD. They're trying to put him on Ritalin. They're trying to put him on this. They're trying to put him on that. And I'm like, look, I'm no doctor or anything like that, but I would not suggest putting him on Ritalin or anything like that. From your experiences, rugby league just focusing you? Focus, yeah. So people don't really understand. So when you have ADHD, it's a chemical imbalance, right? I don't want all the neurosurgeons and that coming out like fucking, you know, dissecting everything I say, but it's a chemical imbalance in your brain, right? Yep. It's like too much serotonin. People with depression don't have enough serotonin. So we're maxed out. Everything's just fucking awesome all the time in my head. Like, everything's fun, you know, like all the time. There's always like that's hyperactivity. Everything's just like really So when you say this is a mad podcast, you don't actually mean that? Everything's just like really just always fun. You know what I mean? There's no real crash with me. It's just like, it is what it is. And it's just, that's the way I deal with it. But when it comes to like rugby league, when it comes to schoolwork, different things like that. So a lot of kids will struggle when they're in school and it's boring as fuck. Yeah. It doesn't sink in, right? But when you got to find the thing that you're really good at and you love. Passionate. Could be rugby league and what you're passionate. Could be rugby league. Could be geometry. Could be like being whatever you want to do. All the geniuses have got it. The ADHD, because they can focus on shit like no one else. Like, when I focus on stuff, I'm fucking amazing at it, right? Like, whether it comes to football, if I'm listening to the coach or anything like that, I get it. I get what he's saying. So this is not going above my head. Yep. You know what I mean? But if I'm not, if I muck around and stuff like that, I won't be able to hear what he's saying. Yeah, got you. So the difference was, and when they started noticing it, I would distract other players, right? And would be mucking around, but I would sort of still know what was going on, and he would absolutely have no idea what was going on. Yeah, okay, got you. And so that was the difference between, like, I got what you were saying, but I'm distracting other players. So this is when I was about 21, 22, and folks, he sort of saw it, the doctor saw it, and the doc goes, well, fucking test this guy, you know what I mean? Like, let's test him. Come back, and it was positive ADHD. I said, what the fuck is that? Like, attention deficit disorder. And then they explained it to me. They're like, okay, well, just say if you're in school, right, and nothing was, and it was boring as hell. What is your, like, how's your focus? I'm like, I'm not even listening. Yeah. Like, I'm looking at you, but I'm not sinking in. Where you would be
even if it's boring as hell, you could still have a little bit sink in.
Yeah.
A little bit.
So someone who doesn't suffer from
someone
ADHD
who doesn't
still
will still go, oh yeah. I'll be like, what are you talking about? He goes, oh, he's talking about this, this, and this, and I'll be like, I wouldn't have a clue what he said because it wasn't. It's not like I didn't because it wasn't interesting to me.
Yeah, but at footy, you could not be engaged, but still
because I was so engaged in like learning and everything like that. I would be super focused on.
Yeah,
it.
but with your example before, you said like you could be talking and be distracted, but because it was footy, you could still pay
focus,
attention.
Really focus on that. But if it was anything else, or just say you got other people coming in and talking some stuff, like I'd be like. No. And you know what? There's a lot of undiagnosed rugby league players out there. Yeah. It's fucking hilarious. So when you all get together and everyone's on the same sort of way, no one listens. Yeah. No one's getting anything in. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I think once they diagnosed me and I'm like, okay, well, I've got till 23, 24. I'm all right. You know what I mean? Like rugby league is great and everything's like life was good.
Hasn't it affected your lifestyle or your life?
Didn't affect my life at all.
Did it right?
It made me focus more and become better as a person and everything because then I understood.
Yep.
Because then I was like, okay, different situations, like, even if I'm not interested in what you're saying or something like that, I'm not going to sit there and look disinterested.
I reckon that's one of your strengths. I've always said this over the years. Like you can chat to anyone.
Yeah.
Like when you go to a function. Are there any exercises that you ever did to like help improve that?
I do a lot of like exercises. I read a lot. I read a lot of other things. I watch a heap of stuff and like how your brain works and how when you're in different situations and stuff like that. Yep. How to react. It's all body language, all eye contact. I'll have a lot of eye contact because I want to hear what you're saying. Yep. Mannerisms and all that kind of stuff. Like I'm not rude or anything like that because I see some kids they just be like. They'll switch off, they'll look at the ground and everything like that. And I'm like, no, I want to know what's going on. Yep. So I'm very, very aware and I'm always present, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing. I'm very aware and I'm always present. If I'm not that, then I won't listen.
Yeah.
And they're the things that you learn along the way. You just got to be present. You can't be looking at this shit while you're out there. Like especially in the business world, like where I'm at now.
Yep.
Like if I'm in these meetings and stuff like that, these guys, hey, I can't be fucking sitting there going, oh, this is boring. Because first of all, it's not boring. Most of these meetings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. So anyway, they put me on Ritalin.
Yeah.
For a week, and Folksy, like I don't think he was pretty against it. Yeah. And so I went from being like what I'm like at the team and like fun and everything like that, life at the fucking place, and to like that.
Super flat.
Super flat. And then I go, what the fuck have you given him?
Yeah.
And he grabbed the ball and just threw it away.
Yeah.
And all the boys took it. But that's the way I do it. Folks goes, get that here, threw it in the bin, and then I still had a few fucking scripts and everyone was just because for me it would dumb me down. For other people, it's speed. It's fucking legal speed.
Yeah, I don't even know what it is.
Yeah, it's Ritalin.
Yeah, Ritalin. Yeah, what is that? It's a
depressant?
Like,
it's a fucking upper.
Oh, is it an upper?
Yeah, so if you're a normal dude, you take Ritalin. Oh, okay. That's why kids at school take the shit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So for me, it dumbs me down.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't feel fucking right. Yep. I might be focused on it, but it's not my mannerisms, my character, everything like that. It's just like, that's why you see some kids when they drug these young kids, they're just sitting like, it's not good.
Yeah,
so there's other ways around. It's more holistic approaches, and you've just got to be there with your kid. And that's what I say to most parents: be present with your child and understand what he's like. Yeah. Because if he has ADHD, he's going to be you switch on 10 seconds, on, off, fucking out with a fair. You've got to like guide him into what he's good at, right?
Yep.
I'm not sure. Not everyone can be fucking a great rugby league player, but he's going to be good at something. Don't fucking medicate the little kid and then go good luck with life.
Yeah.
Because he's going to be on him forever.
Yeah. It's important to make sure you do your research right.
Do your research,
this is
exactly.
Your advice from your own experience.
This is, exactly.
You're a medical doctor.
Yeah, I'm not a doctor, but I know I use it as a superpower.
Yeah.
It is a superpower.
Yeah,
if you can focus on things and if you find something that you love and you're passionate about, you will put 150% energy into it and focus.
And you know where we've been putting that? Into the run club too. Focus,
yes.
Good energy, community. The Levels Run Club, 650 plus members, Mace. It's been great, isn't it? We've been doing it for the last 3 weeks. Lukey, is it 3 or 4 weeks? We're on week 4.
Since grand final, or the week before grand final.
We're on week 4, so shout out to everyone who's turned up. Again, I guess with what you're talking about there, any ways you can get out and exercise, I think that can improve the mind as well. Again, I'm no doctor, but
but you don't have to. It's so important. The research is out there.
Yep.
Depression, anxiety, everything. It's rampant through society right now.
Our subscribers on YouTube hasn't jumped, Mace. So if you're a subscriber, we're still on 19.4 from last week. So if you've got a mate or if you like the show and you're just sitting back, chilling, watching us every week, but not a subscriber, please subscribe. It helps out. We're chasing 20K by the end of the season.
Yeah,
so
come on.
Help us out.
Come on.
Just back to the Run Club. We got our first comment from YouTube. Oh, I've just gone out of it. My bad.
Is that music?
Yeah, it's music. It's cut to it's cut straight to YouTube. You guys will bring the best young, committed, and humble players if you lads take the 5K run to the Pacific nations. Hands down, seeing you in person and getting great input about league and life in general would be amazing, lads. That is from Joe Tango. So Tango is Samoan name. Imagine if we got the Run Club to start, or like if we keep building this.
Who knows where it can go, bro?
Maybe there might be some.
If we build it, they will come.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll grow this Run Club. It's at the moment, brother, Joe. At the moment, it's at Centennial Park, but that would be.
We've got to go. We'll do it.
If we, I know for sure I'll do the Run Club in New Zealand next year when we go there for sure.
We'll be in Brisbane.
And what I've noticed, obviously, last week I preached that the Alfreds boys have been doing a Run Club now for a couple of months. They did the Gold Coast Marathon and they've been getting into it. So shout out to all the boys there from Alfreds for getting after it. I've seen that there's a 4:45 Run Club up in North Queensland. I think it's run by Valentine Holmes' partner, Michael Morgan, reposted it on Instagram. So Run Clubs, they're good, man. They're a vibe at the moment.
It's the community, man.
It is.
It's the tribe. It's the community. It's what everyone just wants to be connected again. It's great.
It's good. Like Mace, like even you said, like before we started doing this, you weren't a big runner, but like we said, in previous weeks, you'll come down, you might run a kilometre, hang out with a few of the big fellas.
And some of the boys, they can't run 5K, man.
Yeah.
They're there for the community.
Yep,
and
sure.
just what we're building. And you know what? I'll run a couple of K and then I'll just walk with the big boy Andrew up the back, big Māori boy. He's a champion.
I think a couple of those boys, they're just...
We talk union, that's all we do.
They're just in there for your chat.
It's good,
more than being there for the Run Club, but it's good. It's 45...
But most of the boys finish it with you.
Yeah. I'd say 85% finish it out of the group. And there's even a few little shortcuts where I can take the boys, cut them through so you don't have to do completely 5K. So thanks to everyone who's turned up. We'll be there 6:30 Centennial Park, Saturday. Meet
great.
at Homestead Cafe.
It's awesome. And you know what's awesome? Just being... The vibe at Centennial Park, said a couple of weeks ago, it's crazy, mate.
Yeah.
Like the amount of people that are in run clubs, right? They're just there just to...
It's all super positive.
Just to be there, man.
Except for
just to run.
They're burgers.
They got some issues, eh?
Yeah. Stay off the road.
Get off the fucking road, you bum.
You gave up on life,
fucking bum.
You gave up on the path. All right.
Wait, no. Hey, our boy Luke, he's a rider now. He's part of that gang.
Yeah.
Hey.
You've got to be specific with the cycling. So I got Lukey on board because he's going to do the Husky Triathlon with us down in Husky, but just the sprint version, right? So it's 750 swim, 5K run, 20K bike.
Oh, he'll do that easy.
Yeah, Lukey will be able to do it easy. Anyway, so he just you know what, Lee, whenever if I mention something to him, he just goes all in straight away. So we bought a fucking bike straight away. Centennial Park's all right because it's just obviously you stick to the left.
Oh, it's a 4.3K, isn't it?
I think so. Oh no, I think 3.4.
You sure?
Oh yeah. I think it's 3.4. So you do 5 laps
Check
of that.
I think I've done a shit. I thought it was close to like 4.4 or something.
Yeah.
Lukey.
Yeah, Lukey will chase.
Chat GPT, whatever it is.
Can't hear your mic, Lukey. Can't hear your mic. Sorry. Anyway, so yeah, he's been getting into it. So we're going to go down to Husky. So
you do that easy, brother. How can you can ride, all right? Have you got a bike?
Yeah, I got a bike.
You clip in? Do you know how to clip in?
Yeah, got the clips and got the.
You ain't got the clips.
It's expensive.
No, mate, it's not. It's expensive hobby.
Yep.
If you ain't got the yellow jacket on the Tour de France, you're spending 15K.
I spent 2.8 for the bike, and this is on Facebook Marketplace. This is second hand.
You should have told me, mate. You remember Chris McCormack is one of the best Ironmen of all time.
Yeah.
He's a close friend of mine.
Yeah.
He fucking sells bikes.
Fuck. One might try sell mine back on Marketplace.
Yeah, mate. I'll fucking ring Macca up. He'll give you a 10 grand buy.
The shoes were like fucking $350 brand new. The helmet was like fucking $300.
Yeah, you got to look. Hey, look the part at least.
I looked Mickey when I'm out there, and then I got the.
Have you got the
No, I got the
pants. You got the pants.
I got the tight BC because I'm a company man as well.
All right, yeah, good. Yeah, but you need the one when you know you got the zip down.
Yeah.
You got the zip down, just tight, and then you got the things in the back where you can put all your satchels and stuff.
I've got that for
all
the race.
Your satchels, yeah, for the race because you got to have all those little body science things in there,
Not
little
for training,
gels.
though. Yeah,
not for training. Don't you dare have that for training. I'll put a stick between your spokes.
All right, this one's from Coco Chops. Coco Chops 76.
I want to meet you, Coco Chops.
Tino played a test in 2019 for Samoa against Fiji, and there was a couple of comments, and a few people wrote this as well. He played for Samoa in the nines competition.
Okay.
So he goes, not sure if that counts.
Yeah, it does count.
When you represent your country and you're wearing the jersey and you're wearing the
sippy towel. That's it. He did the sippy towel.
For sure. Oh, did they? Yeah. Do they do it for the nines?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
You put that jersey on, you're doing it.
Yep. So for sure it counts. Anytime you get to wear the jersey and represent your people, 100% it counts. This one is from Mike O.C. Small. Question: why hasn't the NRL capitalised on Samoa and Tonga's resurgence by giving them a 3-test series? I really think they don't want to see it because it would take away from Origin, especially with the best Pacific players playing in that series. Thoughts?
I think it's a great thing. I think they're heading that way.
I do too.
Just give him time.
Yep.
Mate, give Villandy's time. Look what he's done in 2 years. He's making moves. He knows how big the Samoan and the Tongan game is. That rivalry. Imagine that. We always talk about a rep round or over that 6 weeks of Origin. Somehow needs to be a Tri-Nations or something like that with New Zealand, Samoa, and Tonga.
Yeah,
so they can somehow work that out around 6 weeks, can't they?
I think that's a
be
good
a lot
idea.
better than this Pacific Cup.
I think I agree. There has to be. I think Samoa and Tonga, with the history of the two islands, if you're familiar with it, there was a rivalry. Now it's turned into a way of uniting the nations and uniting the communities. When you look at guys like Junior Bolo and Jerome Luai getting out in the communities in Western Sydney and working with Andrew Fafita from Tonga, because there's a lot of history there.
Do you think just Tonga, Samoa?
I think so. I
agree.
I think you could play a Samoa. And just to be clear, so Tonga was locked in with England halfway through the year before the CBA was agreed upon. And then the CBA, once the CBA was agreed upon, they sorted the international fixtures after. So Tonga wanted to make sure they had international football this year. So they locked it in with England.
Tongan boys nearly got that too.
Yeah, we'll talk about that for sure. So there's different bodies that look after the different nations, and it's all about bringing it together for the good of the game, I believe.
This is where
Peter V'landys is.
It needs to be run under one entity. I know it's the RFL, all that sort of shit, but they're not. The NRL's the biggest body, right?
Yep.
Run it all.
I think if the NRL was to take over, it would grow. But politics, Maze.
I know politics. I know that. But if V'landys wants to really fucking lay the hammer down and say, this is it. This is what we're doing. This is what we're building. We're all in here. We're all in. Stop being so fucking greedy, everybody who eats off, especially the Polynesians.
I think it's across the board. Australia, New Zealand.
But everyone. But Australia gets paid all the time. They get paid good money.
No. Anyone who's in a high position on those boards as chairmans, they're not going to like the idea of Peter V'landys coming over the top. So this is what I propose, right?
I know exactly. Sorry. I know exactly what you're talking about, right? Because for years, it's people that I'm very close friends with that have been sitting on the ARL boards and New South Wales boards for 20 years.
Yeah,
they're not getting paid $20. You're getting paid 6 figures to sit on those boards and to make a couple of decisions a year. It's a great ride.
Yeah,
and the thing is, the ride's nearly over.
Yeah,
and that's what V'landys wants. And you can see the beef between him, Queensland, and New South Wales. He wants it all under one entity. Yeah. So once that happens, then it'll all start again, right? So all these old board members, that's why they'll never bow down to V'landys, right?
That's why I don't think it'll happen.
It won't happen until they've all passed away. That's what's going to happen. They're all older. They're all older people. They're so strong. Queensland want to stay here. New South Wales want to stay here. Where the whole idea of the NRL coming under one umbrella was for everyone to come under the same umbrella and be ruled by the NRL.
Yeah.
Under one banner. But it's hard.
Yeah.
Because you've got these guys that have been sitting on boards for 10, 15, 20 years, and they're all like 70, 80 years old. Very strong men, right? And don't like Volandis and don't like how they want to do it, because once it's in 20 years when we talk about this and it's all under the NRL and Volandis has got this and New South Wales is underneath and Queensland, then everyone is equal, right? Until then, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, then you could rule with some consistency.
Yes, exactly.
I think maybe I've always said that I think there should be a 4-week period throughout the year. I know it won't happen again because a lot of it comes back to money and the TV rights. But if they did have a 4-week break at the halfway point of the season to play Origin, then I think Tonga versus Samoa would be a great trial series to play during that time. And then also, maybe a PNG versus Fiji could play.
Cook Islands, whatever.
I guess England's the hard one. Like, would England travel down to play New Zealand? Yeah, they would
in the summer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're in the north of England.
Yeah, true.
But I reckon that's a perfect idea. And people just keep saying, oh, they're getting a lot of time off and this and that. This is a long season, mate. They deserve, I reckon the football, the quality will be up here instead of those weeks where they come through Origin and there's those dead weeks where people are just like, they're just fucking struggling to get through.
Yeah.
You're just trying to get through. There's going to be teams that are bottom 4. There's going to be teams that have won 4 or 5 games here and there. They need a break, a mental break. Otherwise, you're not going to see these kids do 10, 15 years. They do need these breaks at the highest level, right? You're going to see 2, 3 years of great football, then they might fall to reserve grade or something like that. Who knows? You're not going to see the fucking Cam Smith, Billy Slaters, JTs anymore.
Yeah.
Because, as I said, when they were on Kangaroo Tours, even when I was on Kangaroo Tours, we didn't come back till January.
Yeah.
I understand that. Kids are coming back in 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks.
Some are
still training, mate.
Yeah,
they're already trained.
Yeah.
And because the RLPA, which is great, you get a mandatory 6 weeks off. But if you ain't that dude, you're back now. So I think it's perfect what you just said. They do need a bit of a break. If they're going to get to just say round 16, right? And they got a little bit, or I don't know, just say 14, round 13, 14, then they have a bit of a break, Origin starts, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Even if it's 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Of a rep round.
Yeah, 4 weeks. I think a rep round makes sense.
I don't know. It makes sense. It makes sense. Some players are going to be in the rep round. Some players probably just need a bit of a rest.
Yeah, a couple of weeks off and then just come back.
I think it makes sense, but won't happen because of money.
And then you can go to Bali and fix villas as well, like Bradman Best, and no dramas because all the. There you go.
Go to Bali and fucking build go to another island and just build like a shitload of villas.
This one's from a user with
some Villa Sandys. Go build some Richards.
Heaps of Richards. This one's from a user with a lot of numbers. Hey boys, love the content. Do you think if the Titans had signed Wayne Bennett as their inaugural coach, would their history or failure be different?
As their inaugural coach,
yeah.
as I said.
Yeah. Would they want to comp by now, mate?
Wouldn't have won a comp, but they'll be definitely in the top 8. They would have had some big runs into the semi-finals. Because the roster that they've got, that they've had in the last, just say, I don't know, since 2007, he's trying to say?
Since they started, first
year. Remember 2007? All right. Remember 9, 10, 8, 9, 10?
Yeah.
Prelim. Prelim.
I think it's a good question then.
Oh, it is a good question. I think they'd be in a grand final. Because when they got beat by the Roosters in 2010, in the prelim, or some team got beat them.
Para knocked them out in 09, I know that, to go into the prelim.
There've been a couple of games there. They had Frankie there, Minnie and Birdie, and they had a really good team
Scott
there.
Prince.
Yeah, Prince, he was on
Bailey.
fire. Yep. They had some
Texas.
They had about 6 or 7 rep players.
They did. They signed some big name players to begin with. Didn't they were veterans and they were the back end of their career, but they
were doing a job. Yeah, and I think with the guidance of a Wayne Bennett, I reckon at least the grand final.
Yeah, I think it's a genuine argument to say
2010,
that they could have won something.
2010 when St George.
But you know what? Like Wayne also hasn't stuck around for. He's jumped around at different gigs for 4 to 5 years.
You just don't know. But just say if he had went to the Gold Coast, he's still in Brisbane.
Yeah.
His kids are there. His family's there.
True.
He went to St George.
Trying to beat Broncos out of spite.
He went to St George. So out of Sydney.
Yeah.
I'm very close with his family and stuff like that. Would put a lot of pressure on that, on the marriage and everything like that.
Yep.
And then he went to Newcastle. Newcastle back to Brisbane. Brisbane fucking Redcliffe, all that kind of stuff. So it's would have been a lot easier.
I'm going to say... Yes, they would have won the grand final.
Yeah, I reckon too, because I think about 9-10, there wasn't that, 9-10, 7, 8, 9, 10, they were pretty good.
Yep.
They had a decent side, and it's just those little bit, and that's just them. Imagine what Wayne Bennett would have brought in. Maybe 2 or 3 absolute guns.
Well,
maybe he would have brought Hodjo there. Justin Hodjo. Darius Boyd.
Yep.
He would have brought 2 or 3
Scott.
guns.
Bo Scott.
Yes.
You.
Yeah.
Jeremy Smith. Like, he had relationships with all you players. So it could have been, imagine
that. That's people don't understand. Like, people sort of like bag and wait, oh, he can't bring anyone in there. Mate, good luck.
He recruited right at Newcastle.
Everyone is taken. Everyone's taken. Who are you going to take now? He's still got Jersey Flegler.
Yeah.
And he got Herbie Farnworth.
Averillo.
And Averillo. Yeah. And they're 3, they're guns.
I think they'll be good next year, Dolphins. I think
top 8.
I think they'll be top
8.
This one's from Mick Hogger. Hey, Scope and Mace, love the potty. Boys, Levels is in my weekly rotation, so thank you, Mick. I look forward to your takes and opinions with no filter and agendas. Boys, have you ever thought about bringing the show to rural Queensland? I'm from a rugby league town called Ipswich, where Alfie and Kevy play. Of
course we know where
juniors.
Ipswich is.
Heaps of current NRL players are also playing. We've got Ezra Mann, Phil Sammy, David Fifita, Ronnie Mulatalo. The list goes on. We would welcome the OGs with open arms. Keep up the good vibes, lads. Mick, we would love to do that. Yeah. We're just trying to build consistency this year. Yeah. I think there are steps for that sort of stuff. But I think next year...
during Origin especially, right?
Well, Origin's a little bit harder because we've got the commitments with the tab.
Yeah, I know that, but we can do a different day.
Yeah, maybe throughout the week, come up a little bit, maybe
and
earlier
just do the show,
on Monday.
just do the review.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just do the review, just say, and pick a place in Queensland, like rural Queensland near Brisbane, because we're going to be up there anyway.
Yep.
And then at one of the pubs or something. So reach out. See what you got for us, and then that's something that we could do on the Monday or the Tuesday.
Yep. So maybe we go up a little bit earlier. Yeah,
we go up on the Tuesday. That could work easily.
Or no, you know what makes more sense now? We're just talking about it organically. So obviously we've got commitments to the tab. Maybe we stay up there and review it.
Or review, I
think that makes more sense. If we do indeed go up to Queensland for Origin, because
we'll be up there. So if we can preview and review up there, that'd be crazy.
Well, preview will be a bit harder because we've got all the commitments before and planning out and doing that stuff.
When will we usually do a preview for Wednesday? Monday?
Yeah, Monday or Tuesday.
What are we doing Monday? I don't know. We'll sort it all out.
We'll sit together next year. We'll go through exactly how the consistency, like we've kept this year, what it looks like next year. But I think maybe review.
Really look at it.
Because I think you'd be really passionate too. Imagine if we had
even
a live crowd.
Sydney. Just say for the Sydney one, I think we could really do the review in a pub down here. Yeah. One of Laundy's pubs.
Yeah, for sure. There's something in that. Good question, Mickey. Last one is John Crawford. I always like his questions. You can tell he thinks a lot about the game. What's your opinion on bringing back a President's Cup, say under 23s, with teams allowed to play 4 or 5 overage players on game day? These spots can be used for first graders coming back from injuries or if their form has dipped. I think kids leaving NRL systems after Jersey flag, if they're not good enough to make the top 25, is killing clubs' depth. I agree with that. Would be great to see these games played as curtain raisers to NRL games so you could watch 2 games on a game day for the game day experience. Mace, okay. I know we have state cups for both Queensland and New South Wales Cup.
Sorry, okay. This is how it's situated now.
Yeah.
Harold Matts is under 17s.
Yep.
SG Ball is under 19s.
Yep.
Jersey Flag is 21s.
Yep.
Then you got reserve grade and
New
then
South
first
Wales
grade.
Cup. Yep.
Yeah. So it's like
yep.
If you're one of the best kids, you're going to be playing reserve grade or 21s or
do they play the best kids in New South Wales Cup these days? Or do they leave them in 21s?
Or Ron Massey.
Okay.
Right? So if you're the best kid, even if you're the best kid from SG Ball, which is 19s, you don't really want to be playing flag because it's 21s, right? 21s is saving the kid who maybe might need a couple of years more development before he gets to reserve grade.
Did they move the ages because of COVID? Because it used to be 16s, 18s, 20s.
Yes. So Harold Matts is 17s.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard for that kid to jump to SG Ball, to 19s.
Yeah.
You know how hard that is? If you're a 16, 17-year-old, you got to go against a 19-year-old kid. Not many that can make that jump.
I reckon more folk. I think the question is focusing more on the 23. So
when he says 23s, that's like reserve grade pretty much because these kids are so young.
Yeah, so
you're not going to have a 30-year-old.
So what he's proposing is you bring a 23, so it still keeps a good blanketed youth around that 21s age. So you extend that, so you'd have still what you want to concentrate on is developing kids into the 23s. But there are going to be a few journeymen, a few older guys that are at the clubs, like a Grubb, for instance, at the Bulldogs when he come back and played, and the experience that he could pass on to those players. That way you unify the competition so you don't have New South Wales Cup, Queensland Cup. And for a game day experience, this is where I think it makes a lot of sense. When you go out to a game day experience, you have a genuine, remember when we grew up,
Reggie's mad.
You'd go watch 20s, reserve grade and first grade. If you were a diehard.
But do you think, do you put 23s as reserve grade, or do you have, so you then it's too close to 21s, right?
No, 21s is done.
Done?
21s is done. So you go 16s, 18s, under 23s. Because if you're an 18-year-old kid, if you're 19, mate, you know better. A lot of kids, if you're developed enough, you can play with 23s and a few first graders that come back.
I think what they've done is because of COVID, and a lot of kids missed out. So they don't really want to miss out on those kids. So you got 17s, you got 19s, 21s, reserve grade, and Ron Massey Cup.
Yep.
Like, that's a fair bit of, that's like they're trying not to, and I think this will happen for a couple of years, and I just think they're trying to give all these kids who missed out on that development all the help they need.
Yeah, I think
that's
that makes,
it.
I think
but
that
it makes sense
up to now. And
give it another year.
Yeah, one more year.
One or two more years, and then we'll see those kids who did miss out, who were 16 years old when COVID happened 2 years ago. Not 18, 19 now.
Yeah.
Now we'll see.
Yep.
Then we'll see them develop, and if they don't develop, then next man up mentality. But I think that's great. The 23s. I used to love 23s when it was on.
Yeah, 23s with a couple of OGs that have, might have just been on the outsides. So maybe you leave 5 roster spots outside of 23s. I think that makes sense. All right, mate. Let's get into some news. There's been some big news. This broke early in the week. Storm fullback Ryan Papenhuyzen has addressed reports he's been shopped to a rival club and revealed his relationship with Sua Fahalongo. Papenhuyzen, 25, told Fox Sports on Wednesday that I know my value and said if his club doesn't see it, then that's on them. So they're pretty big words. That's Fox Sports, but there would have been a whole heap of comments and they've managed to focus on that. The injured number 1 did accept it was just business, but he added he'll use it as motivation to come back and prove them wrong. So the reports were at the start of the week, Mace, that third party, another team, not the Melbourne Storm. They didn't float Melbourne. They've denied floating Ryan Papenhuyzen's name. But I think another team has looked at the performance of Sua Fahalongo in that team, Ryan Papenhuyzen's history, and just inquired with the Melbourne Storm and gone,
it's a business.
What are your plans with Ryan Papenhuyzen? He's on
it's
a big
business.
salary cap. They've got Nick Meaney, and they've obviously got this young kid, Sua Fahalongo. So I've got a theory of, I think, which team it would be. Do you have a team in mind that you think it might be, or you want to hear my one first?
I want to hear yours. Yeah,
the one that makes the most sense for me would be Parramatta for a number of reasons. So this broke on Monday, and I was just talking to 3 while we're on radio
with Gutho there.
Well, remember the reports where they were looking for an X factor, and apparently that X factor was a fullback, right? Yeah. So everyone trying to put 2 and 2 together. What's going on with Gutho? Gutho come out that week and said, relax, I was a part of the conversations. He actually pitched it to BA, and he said he would be happy to move to the centres to accommodate an X factor. So when we put 2 and 2, try to piece it together at the time, what were we thinking? X factor, fullback, who we think? Probably the Titans. They've got 3 fullbacks. AJ Brimson, Jaden Campbell was playing off the bench in the 14 role, and they've got this young kid, Keno Kinney, who represented New Zealand A's on the weekend. So you're like, maybe they're looking.
This could be a 3-team swap.
Maybe they're looking at a fullback from Titans. They don't want that. They hold on to their fullback. So if there is a team that makes sense, I think it's Parramatta for a number of reasons. One, they want their X factor. A fully fit Ryan Papenhuyzen is indeed X factor, one of the best fullbacks in the competition. Number 2, the emergence of Sua Fahalongo would mean that Melbourne Storm could get some salary cap relief by letting him go.
Big time.
And
what do you think Pappy's on? 750?
Yeah, I think so. North of 750 maybe, because when he re-signed at the time.
He was a Clive.
Yeah, and there was chat about him being the 14 for New South Wales, remember? And the third one, he's a Parramatta junior as well. So
he's not Tigers junior?
No, well, he played junior footy in Parramatta.
Makes sense.
And then I think he played representative footy. I could be wrong, but I believe his first representative footy might have been around the Tigers system. But I think he was Borkham Hills. I know he's got teammates. Yeah, Lukey
does make sense.
Lukey's got thumbs up in the back, and then therefore Gutho.
Does he dig his heels in and go, "Fuck you"? I reckon he does.
Could do. Yeah, he seems like he's got that sort of personality.
He's got that personality. He won't just go, you know what? Okay, you got me.
Yeah.
He knows his body more than anyone. I reckon he'll dig in and fucking have probably his best year. And then he'll be going, you're going, kid.
I tell you who likes my
theory. That'd be my fucking attitude.
I'll tell you who likes my theory is my little mate in the background. He'd love to see him at Parramatta.
I know. He'd love it. I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
It does make sense. Look that far along. He's the real deal.
Yeah.
He ain't like just one or two good games. He's fucking proven it 2 weeks in a row against international competition that he's that dude.
And the reason Parramatta the last one too, and I forgot about this. This is Brad Arthur ties with Melbourne. He was assistant coach there. And also, if I'm Ryan Papenhuyzen, I'm not leaving a system like Melbourne to go to a team that's been struggling down the bottom. So I ruled out all the teams at the bottom of the ladder. And I picked Parramatta, even though they didn't make the 8. They're still
they missed the 8 because of injuries. And
correct.
Yeah, so they just still find themselves.
You want to go to a contender, and I believe
it's been interesting.
If he was fully fit, Parramatta would be true contenders.
He's going to be out for 3 months. That's nothing. So what's it been 8 weeks already? He'd be walking around.
It was the last round. Was it the first final or the last round? Anyway, you're right. It's probably it's
8 weeks.
It's roughly 8 weeks. Yeah.
So you'll know how he's feeling.
Yeah.
And it's going to be. This is the mean side. This is the other side of business, people.
Yep.
Right? Don't just try and think it's all loyalty. Oh, why don't we keep Papenhuyzen? Look what fucking happens.
Yeah.
He gets an injury, young kid comes up, takes his spot. Now look at the rumours.
Imagine 2 years ago.
So do not fuck. Yeah, 2 years ago, would you imagine this? Never. This is
life changes really quick in the rugby league.
This is the business in rugby league, people. Yeah. So when you get all upset with your favourite player leaving,
how old do you reckon Pappy is?
25.
Yeah, he's 20. Did I say that before? Yeah.
No, I just know how old he is.
Yeah.
I thought... I Googled him before. A while ago, because I thought he was 27.
Yeah. Yeah, so did I.
Yeah,
I feel like
I thought he was 27, 28. Yeah. And then I said, it's fucking 25.
Still got so much fucking footy in front of him.
When he got injured, I was like, fuck, how old is he? Because I was thinking when he got injured,
that's what
he was done.
You did say that.
I thought he was done.
Yeah.
And I said, he's 25. I went, oh, fucking play on.
Yeah.
Get the rehab done, you'll be sweet.
All right, speaking of young guy in his prime, the Panthers...
Sorry, one more question to you. Your GM...
Yes.
You're
Greg Moonis.
Yeah. No. Shout out to Greg Moonis. We love you, bro. You're the GM of... And you're Craig Bellamy as well, so he's got a very big say in this.
Yeah.
What do you do?
It's tough. And
just say your Pappy has a few setbacks. He's going to have a few setbacks in this rehab. This rehab ain't going to go straight through. He's lost a metre of pace. He's going to lose that.
You'd think that.
Maybe half a metre. It's just not going to be as quick as he was.
I think that's. I think that's. So
you got a 20-year-old kid.
Yep.
Who you thought, he's going to be pretty good. Yep. And you're looking at it now, and you're like, he fucking near carved Australia up. That's the best team in the world.
It's a good question. For a number of reasons.
It's like, okay, what are we on, young kid?
Yeah.
160, not even that. I don't know. Minimum 120.
I think he was outside the top 30.
Yeah, so if he went into the top, that's minimum 120 now.
Yeah.
And then they'll be keeping him there. And so I'm not sure, did he just sign how many years he got?
No, Melbourne took up the option on Farlonga.
Yeah.
So they would be trying to re-sign him for sure.
So he'll be trying to re-sign him. So look at Farlongo's numbers going to go through the roof now.
Yeah.
If you're a Bulldogs,
so you want to get done as early as possible.
Yes. If you're what other sort of Canberra?
Dragons. Dragons. Look at him, I think.
Like Canberra.
I think Canberra.
Fucking $1 million nearly.
I think so. Yeah. Just lost Jack White.
Yep. So you're going to be looking at all those options, and you're like, do we pay him like fucking 800 or something like that, or you just stick with Pappy and back him?
And also, Nick Meaney played fullback.
And Nick Meaney, I mean, he's not the answer, Nick Meaney.
Yeah, but you could still.
But he still do a job. But they know they need one of those two.
Of course. I think it's a good question for a couple of those reasons that you stated just then, and then also I think the biggest problem with the Melbourne Storm wasn't Nick Meaney, Papenhuyzen not playing or an emerging Farlonga. I think they need some help in their forwards.
Yeah.
So if you can,
they need a Tino.
They need. I think a lot of teams.
Bro, no, but I'm saying they had him.
Yeah.
Did they not think he was going to be this good? Or did the Titans come? I think they did, but they're not stupid. I think the Titans just come in and went, here's fucking 800, kid.
I think it was timing, and at the time, you remember, they still had Jesse, Kenny, and Furlong.
They're not, and I don't think they would have went, go, kid, we've got these guys, because they knew those blokes are up that way at 30.
Tino's a similar situation to players like, it's the nature of the salary cap. It's like Spencer Leniu leaving Penrith. Penrith would love to keep Spencer Leniu. They just can't keep every player. And at the time, he was coming off the bench. In 2 years, we could be talking about Spencer Leniu in the same light that we're talking about Tino. Mm-hmm. He could go to the Roosters, develop. Well, at the time when Tino left...
I think Spencer's been around longer than Tino.
Yeah, well, of course, but he was playing off the bench and playing a role. Like, you're projecting what... We're sort of talking about what Tino is now. Tino was a really good bench player for Melbourne.
I fucking looked at Tino like he was going to be this now.
Oh, okay. So
it was ridiculous. I was just like, who the fuck is this? 6'4", 5, 112, 13 kilo, hardly any body fat, footwork, offloads, the skill set, the fundamentals, everything, the fitness levels. I'm like, fucking sign him for 10 years.
Yeah.
That was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
3 or 4 years ago before he signed. I'm like, and they were spewing they left because he was at that stage where obviously he was not the big Tino that we know now.
Yeah.
But everyone saw it.
For sure.
Melbourne saw it. Melbourne saw it. But they're like, what can we do? That would have been squeezed with the cap.
Yeah, they had Welsh, Nas, and Jesse. I seen the potential. I didn't realise he's going to be this good.
Yeah, I saw it just when I saw him. I swear to God, I said like 3 years ago, I said he's going to be the best prop in the world. He's got to give him time to develop. And he's straight into the leadership. He's captain of the club. He's about that life. Like, he just loves it.
Well, in order to do that, they probably would have had to let go of some of their OGs a little bit earlier.
They would have had to let go of Nas.
And I don't think... I reckon they would have kept Nas, and maybe Jesse and Kenny might have got a tap earlier.
And I love that about that culture.
Yeah.
Because they're like, you know what? You've won us 4 premierships, you boys. You deserve it. And you know what? Let Tino do his thing. Like now, Tino probably wanted to go, I don't want to sit behind these dudes anymore. I want to be my own man. Well, maybe that's his attitude.
Well, he knew the potential that you had. He knew as a starter, he knew could be one of the best in the game.
So he goes, all right, I'll back myself because I'm sick of playing behind these blokes. I want to start, and then that's what happens.
So anyway, back to my point. I think they need help in the middle.
Big time.
So if you were to lose salary cap space in the fullback position with Meany and Furlong to play that position, you could use that money for a middle.
Who would you think? This is easy. This is a question is easier said than done.
Yeah.
There's not many good middles out there, mate.
Well, you can't even have those conversations if you don't have the salary cap to begin with. So I think you've got to figure out that's what the conversations Melbourne would be having internally. I think because of the respect that Papenhuyzen would have with the club, and we were talking about the example there with Bellamy, he's a player's first coach too. So I dare say if they were to engage in these sorts of talks with a third party, with another team, the first person I'd speak to would be Pappy. And I'd go to him and go, Pappy, look, this is what we're thinking. Would you want to go to another club? Do you want to ride this out? I believe that's...
Does Pappy go to Belly? How long are you going to be here, son?
Yeah, well, that's another question. Yeah, that could play a part in his decision.
Big decision.
Yep.
Now I'm going to be here for another 1 year. Well, I'm going to be here for 3. I don't want to be getting,
Yep.
All those questions would be hard. Get in the middle, get in the decent middles, because they've got big middles. Don't get me wrong. Kamikamitha, Walsh, not Walsh. Who's the other?
Nas.
Big Nas, but the other fucking...
Tui, Kamikamitha.
No, the big fucking other dude. Big white dude. Fucking forget his name. The captain.
Welsh.
Welsh. Yeah, I said Walsh, yeah. I said Walsh.
You did say it, so I was confused on why you didn't.
Yeah, big bodies.
Yeah.
Big, aggressive people, but the leg speed and the punching through the line and the passing and there's a couple of little things that they're all similar.
Yeah.
They're very, very similar. They don't have a middle who can have footwork, who can pass around the ruck, like they're trying, Walsh has some really late offloads now and again, but it's just they're missing something. Kamikamitha's sort of, leg speed's not there.
You know what they're missing? You're right. All those, I think Welsh and Tui are pretty similar players. They're straight up and down. They work hard. More toilers.
Yeah.
You've got Big Nasty coming off the bench or playing in the back row or starting with a lot of legs. They need a little nugget with some lead speed. A Spencer Leniu mould, a Hamasele mould, those sorts of players.
That's what I thought they would have got, Hamasele.
Davey Mawale from Rabbitohs. Maybe a player like that.
Something like that,
I think that's the sort of play that they'd be looking for.
Yeah, just to speed that.
Stefano Utu-Ikamanu, maybe someone like that. I know the Tigers.
Because you can't.
I think he's got some sort of clause.
Because you can't have Kamikamitha take that hit up slow and then Walsh slow and then Nas. Like, you need a quick, explosive bloke, for even Walsh to get on the back of that.
Yep.
And then start the whole motion.
Because Welsh, can roll off the back of that and then get a nice little late offload.
Yeah,
and
then you go off that next wave.
Yep.
So it's like they're just missing that one little piece.
Yep, I agree. The Panthers have reportedly upped their offer to Jerome Luai for the number that we anticipated, Mace. It's $850,000 per season, but only for 2 years apparently. Luai was told by Penrith earlier this month that they were only get a salary cap position to offer him $800 beyond, and that he was free to look at this option. But they've now tabled a 2-year extension until the end of 2026, worth 1.7. Is that enough money to keep Jerome?
It's not enough. I'm not sure. And I think that last 20 minutes of the grand final did not do Jerome Luai any favours. Because what that showed is that that Cleary can run that whole team. And he did it. I reckon if Luai was on and he would have kept that left edge the whole time, Cleary wouldn't have went over the other side. He would have stayed on his right side.
Right. That's a genuine
you know
question.
what I mean? I don't think he would have come over and out the back of Cogger, boom, boom, hits Crichton. You know what I mean? And even in the last try that he scored, bang, dummy come in. Then he other side, dummy, bang, like Leota. I just think
he definitely played out of shape more than what he did. He played like a 6-year-old, didn't he?
He played wherever the hell he wanted to, what he saw.
Yeah.
He played eyes up. He was looking for cues, and he fucking took him.
Yeah.
Usually when he does pass left, he just passes out the back of Yo, and he gives the ball to Luai, and then Luai does his thing.
Yeah. So why have they upped their offer then from 800?
Of course they won't, because it's disrespectful if they don't try and keep him.
Yeah.
It'd be awful to the fans. It'd be awful to him. It's terrible.
Yeah.
It is. I wish he could stay there, but I mean, if he did go somewhere else, everyone would be like, mate, you've done that well for this club. Good luck.
Yeah.
He's going to get some offers. You're talking like 1.3, 1.4. Generational type of money.
I think 1.1, 1.2 would be. I reckon that's
man. You got to understand. You got to think what the Tigers would offer him, what the Bulldogs would offer him.
Yep.
What Canberra would offer him. What St George would offer him. You're talking teams with a shit load of cap space.
Yep.
And what does he need to do? He just want 3 in a fucking row.
And they can't spend it.
And maybe he wants to run the team himself.
Yeah, true.
Maybe he's like, you know what? Look what I did with Samoa. Put Samoa on my back, got to the final.
Just signed with a new management company too. I think it's the boy. I think it's Georgie Rose, and it's their management company, isn't it?
No Limit?
No, so it's not those boys.
Black Money?
Yeah. Who manages that?
Oh, a few little Newcastle boys. They're good people.
What's the name of it again?
Black Money.
Black Money.
It's Manatahu was there.
Yeah.
A few guys like that, mate. Yeah, they're good. They're good for the Indigenous brothers and all the Polynesians. And
Black Money Enterprises. Is that what it is called?
Yeah, man. Some good guys. Wok. My man Wok. Shout out to Wok.
Fuck, they've got a good list, man. So on the main page, man. Cody Walker, Jack Whiten, Latrell's right in the middle, Jesse Ramian.
Yeah, man. All the brothers are there.
Bess. Yeah, all the brothers. And now
Bradford Bess. Look at him.
Here we go, our people. Who's there we go. So the manager, Wok, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Wok.
Wok, right.
I've known Wok since I was 12, bro.
Yeah, and those boys obviously are aligned. That's why
Toronto boy.
Yeah, they're always aligned with all the
Toronto Cardiff.
Okay.
He's a diff boy.
Yeah.
Him and Tamana.
Sarah Wright and Dwayne Sampson. So they've put together a good little crew. You know why I think this makes sense, and I understand where Penrith are coming with this offer. Look, obviously there are salary cap restraints because they keep winning comps and everyone's value's going up. I think $850 for 2 years makes a lot of sense for these reasons. I think Jerome can still play for the team that he loves, and it's not completely it's not a number that fully disrespects him, but he can still win another couple of comps and go down his history as one of the best teams of all time in combinations, and then still sign a big money contract next time.
This compares me to the Last Dance.
Yeah.
Do you just split up because you've won 3? You're still going to have the same team. You got exactly the same pack. You just lost Critter. So I think
Spencer Leniu.
And Spencer. I just they lost Kickout and Appy. Yep. 2 of the fucking top 2 players in their positions year before.
And Burden and Capewell the year before. So they know how to lose players.
They can lose, but that forward pack, Leota, Kenny, Fish, Sorensen, Martin. Back 5, Taruva, To'o, fucking Dylan Edwards, Tungo. This is off the top of the head. I don't care who plays the other centre.
Yeah.
May's going to be back.
Tyler May will be back.
So you put Cleary there, and then you put Then you put fucking Luai there. And me just speaking like that and then just understanding that mindset and that brotherhood out there, he stays.
Yep.
If they can get maybe to 900, he'll come off the contract, he'll be 27.
Yep, that's my point.
I know. So you got me into it.
Yeah, and then you can still sign a 5-year deal.
And then when you lose,
yep.
In the next 2 years, you might lose one.
I don't think they will lose.
I don't know. I don't know.
So then
but then you can just go down and go, you know what we did? We got to fucking 5 grand finals or 6. We won 5 of them or 4, whatever.
Won 4.
We already won 3, so who gives a shit? Yeah. And then you go down as arguably the greatest side of all time in rugby league. And I think he wants that because history's fucking hard to make in this game, and they've got a fucking nursery out there. I don't know who the next kid's going to come off that little fucking production line they got there. And I think the more I talk about it, and the more he's probably seeing players that have left that place and have ended up getting
and other strong teams in the past.
But leaving that, seeing some of his mates, and then they're not winning. It's not a good feeling. It ain't a good feeling when you go from a winning culture to winning 5 or 6 games a year.
Yeah.
When you just dominate every other game. Because it won't be like the carry-on that he does now. He can't do it.
You can't do that if you're not winning.
That's what I'm saying. He's winning. He's in a great place. And I'm glad that they're tabling something like this and not disrespecting him. And I think, personally, third-party deals might probably get him over $1 million.
Yeah, I think it's a decent offer for 2 years to
850. This is on the cap, right?
So they've already in modern day history in the NRL, they've already a feat that no one's ever done. Imagine if you get to a point where you go down as like, if they were to win 4 in a row, it's almost unbeatable. It feels like it's so unbeatable, like what they're doing.
Well, they're going to the same team. This is awful. Yeah. For everyone else.
All right. Another team that don't want to keep the same team. Well, let's get to a potential swap here. The Eels are looking at a potential player swap to acquire Josh Addo-Carr from the Bulldogs. According to the Daily Telegraph, the Eels are floating the idea of sending Ryan Matterson. So the Eels have a number of players. Well, they've always struggled with their solidifying that spot outside of Mike Acevo. So Mike Acevo, Sean Russell had a good year, but they've struggled with sort of like Bailey Simons. So it's Will Penasini and Mike Acevo would be a locks. And they're talking about X Factor when we talked about X Factor before. I think in the Bulldogs, the one position that you've sort of been trying to fix is that middle lock, ball playing lock that you just don't have. So you've got kick out.
We've got the weak gutted dog.
Yeah, Jamin Salmon. I think he'll be that as well. But I think Kicks on the left, Preston on the right, and maybe Ryan Matterson playing through the middle.
I think Fox is too popular, man.
Yeah.
As a player and in the community, like it's that part of the year too, right? When it's just like you hear a little bit of rumours.
Yeah. Well, this is rumour season. This is rumour season. This is why I like it. So, staff riders. No, this is so. But race for Addo-Carr takes twist as 4 clubs now hunt Dogs flyer. So more teams are in. The saga surrounding Josh Addo-Carr's future at the Bulldogs has taken a twist, with reports 3 more clubs have joined his race. Ready? So this is as of this morning, 7:55. So this is breaking news. On Wednesday, it emerged. This is from staff writers from Fox Sports. This is not the original Addo-Carr Matterson site. Emerged that Parramatta Eels were considering a swap for Ryan Matterson. Play a swap deal. Now, according to reports, the Knights, Tigers and Dragons are also interested should the New South Wales and Australian representative be made available for an early release. The Knights are looking for a replacement for Dom Young, so 100%, and that makes a lot of sense.
Makes sense.
Addo-Carr is contracted with the Bulldogs until the end of 2025. So more teams are getting involved. Here we go. Bulldogs General Manager of Football, Phil Gould, has reportedly assured Addo-Carr he is wanted at the club, but is believed not all Bulldogs power brokers share that opinion. So while Parramatta floated potential for Matterson, you're right. I think wherever there's smoke, there's fire.
There'll be. I mean, there's nobody's safe for the Bulldogs. To be honest, you know, when you have a year like that, and you have a couple of years, you have 5 years like this. You know, everybody's expendable, and you know whatever happens, happens. And I'm not sure. I'm not privy to any of this information, but
you can tell by your reaction.
These journos are just, you know, obviously they talk, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they think obviously they just sometimes they make some shit up just to throw that out in the ether. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like they might
hear a little bit and they'll be like, "Oh, I heard Fox is not wanted.
Let's
just fucking throw some shit out there. Oh, I heard Matterson's not wanted. Let's put 2 and 2 together and just make some shit up." Yeah. That's the way I look at it. Yeah. And then at the end of the day, just say something happens, they think they're fucking right.
Yeah.
This is how journalism works.
Yeah.
Journalism works. Look at Buzz. He does that shit all the time. I've got connections everywhere. No one fucking talks to you, Buzz. You know who talks? You know who talks to Buzz?
Yeah.
Journos.
Yeah.
Journos talk to Buzz and managers talk to Buzz.
Chinese whispers.
Yeah. Like a manager, like just say of all the bullshit with the Bulldogs, no one fucking has a connection with Buzz Rothfield at the Bulldogs. No one cares.
There's agendas. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, there's always an agenda. Like he would talk to someone's manager.
That's a 9 versus Fox thing.
And then the manager says something to Buzz, then Buzz gets on 360. Goes, "Oh, well, I got my connections at the Bulldogs." You do not. Everyone hates you at the Bulldogs.
But we love you, Buzz.
We love you, Buzz. Of course we do.
All right, let's get into the games, mate. It's just all rumours at the moment, but I thought it was super interesting anyway. Our friends at Tab have Australia as $1.37 favourites playing New Zealand.
Oh, about time. I've been waiting for this. Come on, man.
But this game's a bit of a dead rubber because they're going to play next week in the final regardless, mate.
Who the fuck set this up?
Yeah.
Honestly.
Anyway, so their favourites, $1.37. New Zealand, $3.15. Let's talk about New Zealand quickly. There's been reports after we finished that Madge has... he's the front runner for the New South Wales job. I don't think it's been confirmed.
It's not confirmed.
I don't think it has been confirmed until this is done. Yeah. And I think he's come out and said that the reports that he would be happy to do both.
Yeah.
New Zealand and New South Wales. I don't think you can do both.
You fucking cannot do that, Madge. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
One or the other, mate.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I can't really comment on the New South Wales thing until he says he's going to do it.
Until it's been confirmed. Yeah. All right, let's get to the game then. So a few changes. Valentine Holmes plays his first game. He pops onto the wing after missing the first encounter. Apparently Cam, the money man Munster, is a bit sick. He could be out there. Nico Hines could then be inserted into the starting lineup. He'll make his debut. He's in the 17.
Oh, mad.
New Zealand are still 1-17, the exact same team that beat Samoa. With Fozzie going into the starting lineup as he did against Samoa, Manu Brown on the bench in the 14 role. Nicholas Hines will make his debut, as will... Who else will make his debut? Sorry, I missed it before. Oh, no, Valentine Holmes comes into the team.
What do you think of the haka and the Sippy Town?
Yeah, I loved it.
With Big Nas, closing his eyes.
Who closed his eyes?
He just shut his eyes at it.
Who, Nelson did?
Yeah. When fucking little crazy Spencer was in his face.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, he's like that. I'm not sure because he's Samoan heritage, right?
Yep.
And fucking, they're that's when it gets real tribal and shit.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what Nas was fucking thinking, but he closed his eyes and just didn't want to I don't know if it.
I think
he didn't disrespect it. I think it's a form of respect. That's what I was looking at. People going, it's disrespectful. I said, I don't think it's disrespectful. He's fucking Samoan, man. You know what I mean? Like
sure.
He's he's highly emotional.
Yep.
You know, like all that kind of stuff.
Hurt, seeing it against him.
Probably, exactly. Yep. And I was like, you know what? Fucking start him. When you see shit like that, because they started Spencer.
Yeah.
And I would have been, if I was Nas, I would have gone, start me, please.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fuck. But, I thought it was a good game. Samoa played all right.
You got any concerns, obviously, with this game, no matter what they're going to play in the final? So this game's probably going to be super vanilla. New Zealand are keeping a relatively same team. And for those reasons, I think I'm going to go New Zealand to win this game. At $3.15, I think that's good value.
Do you think that's a mental thing where Australia don't want that? Or just say if Australia play, just say Munster's out, right?
Yep.
You play Hines. You play, I don't know, it's not like we've got a 30-man squad where you can swap the whole team out, can you?
Yep.
Give everyone a debut jersey. So who else hasn't played yet? Everyone's pretty much played?
Everyone's played. Here we go. I've got, where's the updated news? Yeah, everyone's played now because they all played against Samoa, all the debutants.
So whoever's maybe needs a rest, do you really want to rest?
Not really. You don't really need one at this point.
So just fucking go in.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I just don't think... This would be interesting because I think New Zealand's pretty good.
Ruben Cotter's going to start in the back row. Liam Martin's not playing this one. Selwyn Cobbo's not playing this one. Tino and Payne Haas aren't playing.
Who's on the wings then? I think Selwyn might miss his job when they get to the final.
Selwyn might miss the job. Oh, yeah. So Valentine comes
Val's
in.
coming in.
Yep.
Who else?
Dylan Edwards is on the wing.
Yeah. I think, I'm not sure. Selwyn has been playing good, but it's missed a couple of assignments.
Yeah.
They were off him a little bit.
He didn't have the best grand final either, did he?
Yeah, he's been just a couple of little lazy things, right?
You're right.
That he's got to get out of his game.
I think this back five will be the back five for the final. Teddy, Dylan Edwards, Val, Katoni and Hamiso.
It's the fitness levels, man, of like Dylan Edwards. He just doesn't fucking stop.
Yeah.
And he's in place, and he could swap around at fullback as well. They can swap.
Yeah. Jakey will play his first game. Jakey wasn't part of
and
the
worst
17.
thing, even if like the Hammer could play on the wing.
Yeah. So you put Val in the centres.
Yeah. Or Cobbo could, or you pick Cobbo. I don't know. I'm not sure.
So we've got all the options.
So I'm just saying. I honestly think Cobbo might miss out on the final.
I agree. I think this back five will be the back five.
Yes. I think Dylan. Yeah, I just think that because even though I think Cobbo's talent-wise is a better winger than Edwards.
Yes, I agree. Yeah,
he's a different winger. He's a fucking winger.
Yeah.
He's his position. Dylan Edwards is playing out of position, and he might get him out.
Right. He'd be up against Ronaldo Molitalo too, which is it's a big task. So you got.
Cobbo at his best is a top 3 winger.
Yeah.
He's just been a little bit off.
Yeah, where you going with this, mate? The line is +7.5. I like this. I love the start. $2 for the start for New Zealand +7.5. I'll be having a little play on that responsibly.
I love New Zealand to win just to make the final look.
I think New Zealand will win, and I'm going to take the 7.5.
Yeah, I'm with you. New Zealand 1-12.
Yeah.
Real close one.
Yeah, beauty. All right, England versus Tonga will play their second game of a 3-match series. A little bit of news on this one too. Just going back and grabbing it now for the lineups.
What was the score?
22-18.
And what was the crowd? And where was it at?
It was I don't know the stadium, but it was
pack it out.
It was pretty decent. It was decent. Where'd they play the first one at? Warrington's home ground.
Warrington. Okay.
Yeah. No, they didn't. Why was that different? That was England versus France. They played it at Totally Wicked, which is Saints' home ground. And this one is John Smith's, which is Huddersfield's.
Huddersfield?
Yep, they're at Huddersfield. Huddersfield's a good pitch.
Yeah.
It's a good pitch. Where's the it doesn't have...
Final might be at Ellen Road, I reckon.
Doesn't have the...
Fuck, I hope Tonga win. I don't want them to get whitewashed, man.
They've got a few people out. I think Tyson Frizzell. The finals at Leeds. Headingley's a good stadium too. Let's get to the lineups aren't out at the moment. Apparently, Dom Young's struggling. Do you hear this? So Dom Young didn't play in the first game. Apparently, he got really bad migraines, bro, on the plane going over to England, and he's
been rattled, huh?
He's going to completely miss the series.
Underrated, mate.
Yeah, very underrated.
Got some close friends that are battling that at the moment.
Yeah, he's got real. He has sensitivity to light, apparently.
Mate, I got a mutual friend of ours.
Yep.
36 to 48 hours in the room.
That's crazy.
Debilitating. Like the worst thing he's ever been through. It's been happening month on month. And I'm trying to really trying to help him.
Yeah.
Like with stuff and everything. Mark Mitchell, guys who own Elite, he's right into that sort of stuff. It's about trauma in the new. He's really right into the human body, the brain, the fucking neurology, everything like that. And went and saw him yesterday, so hopefully you can fix him a little bit.
Yep.
It's fucking crazy, mate. It's terrible.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know the exact details of it or if it's similar, but England will be favourites. They're $1.55 at the tab, $2.45 about Tonga. The line's 4.5. I think England, the advantage is they've just got that they've probably just got more stability. One plane over there really helps. They've got the home ground advantage.
Big time.
And just in the spine. The experience.
Yeah, but like playing over there in the winter, right? It's slippery, it's cold, it's miserable.
It's autumn now.
But still.
Our spring. But still, it's going to be colder than what it is back here.
It's colder than here.
And the Toggos.
Yeah, the Toggos don't like it, mate.
They'll be hitting a few buffets over there too. All you can eat at the fucking hotel.
I wonder who their trainer is. Is it Ronnie Palmer?
Well, they've got Christian Wolf's been a part of the team.
Yeah, Wolfie's they're all pros now, you know.
Yeah.
So, but who knows? They should be. I don't know. I want them to get this one.
You want Tonga? I think England will beat them.
I know. I think so as well. But like just for the, make it a decent.
Make it a
series, man. Yeah. Get to the final. Now everyone will turn up. Be good for the game. Be good for the, even if they get to a decider, it's great for the game.
All right, the last game is PNG versus Fiji. And the lineups, we do have the team list for this one.
I'd hate to play that game.
So this game is, where's this game played at? This is Port Moresby.
They're all in Moresby, all the New Guinea games.
Yeah. Fiji just scraped through against the Cookies where PNG dominated them. So the form line suggests PNG should deal with them quite comfortably. I really like Papua New Guinea, and this is what I like them. I like their team, man. They've got a good, solid team all the way from top to bottom. Alex Johnson, the fullback.
Hard to win too
Zach,
up there.
The Laybat brothers. So Zach played for the North Queensland Cowboys this year, was really good. Nene McDonald scored 4 against Cookies. He's just signed a fucking massive deal.
Isn't he not in the NRL?
He's willy-nilly. I know Nene. Nene's one of those guys. He goes missing. He's gone missing.
Not on the field or off the field?
No, off the field.
Because I'm like, you don't go missing off the field.
No, on the field
he fucking bangs.
That's why he keeps getting all these fucking mad deals. But I think he's gone walkabouts.
Who's he signed with?
He's had
overseas?
He signed I believe he signed a 4-year deal with like Salford 2 years ago.
Good on him.
And now he's just signed a 4-year deal with Leeds.
What?
So they've got Carl Labour, Lachlan Lamb, who's killing it.
Lockie Lamb?
I reckon he'll come back to that.
Okay, Brodie Croft, Lockie Lamb.
Yep.
There's a shortage of halfbacks in the NRL.
Yep.
Those guys, they got thrown to the wolves when they were younger. They've been over there for, 2-3 years?
Brodie Croft, definitely. I reckon Lockie Lamb was playing 2 years. He was playing interchange for the Roosters, felt like in 21 or 22.
They can sort of come back
very
soon and
killed
maybe
it,
run an NRL team.
Yeah. Or be a good complementary piece.
Yeah, I just think they can. Brodie Croft's he's got Man of Steels and all that sort of shit.
Yeah, Man of Steel.
It's like, God, there's still got to be talent there. Unless he just had too much trauma of coming back and not wanting to deal with everything.
Guys like Blake Green have gone over. Good examples of guys that went over there, had a lot of pressure on them early, come back and had Greeny end up playing like 250 games here in the NRL.
Brodie's just, he had to be the successor of bloody fucking Cooper Cronk.
Yep. Jack DeBellon's playing in the middle too.
Yeah, fuck run to him. There's going to be some hard hits in that game. Yeah, they're going to be so
I'm looking forward to this game.
It'll be a good one.
Yeah, and then they'll have to play each other again next week because they knocked out the Cookies as well.
Honestly, who organised this? Right. It just doesn't it just doesn't feel like it's a proper competition, right?
Yeah, it feels a bit willy-nilly. It does.
If we had Tonga in there, and I think maybe England would have been a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah, I reckon a 4-4 system, what I proposed earlier in the year, remember that, Mace? So the top 4 teams from the World Cup, that would be New Zealand and Australia played each other in the semi, and Samoa and England played each other in the semi. So that dictates the 4 nations. Then the bottom 4 teams, you've got Fiji, Papua New Guinea, Tonga, and I think Lebanon was the 4th team, weren't they? So Lebanon would be
Robbie Farah might come back, I reckon.
Well, yeah.
Sammy Shamoon.
Jacob Carraz.
Yeah.
He sort of made a name for himself after his first year. Yeah, Mansour. He'd come back and play for that team straight away.
Yeah, easy.
If Takarangi can play for
Takis is playing for the Cooks.
Then Mansour
I saw him at the retirement thing, and then he's fucking playing for the Cookies. That's the best.
As always, we want everyone to be playing safe during this footy season, so please keep front of mind what are you really gambling with, and if you need free and confidential support, call 1-800-858-858 or visit gamblinghelponline.org.au. Enjoy the representative round.
Get the subscribers up, boys. Come on.
Let's get our subscribers
20.
back up.